Dear participants of the conference, I'm glad to present the results of our study on the topic of sustainable development of the Pirnovo community in the Kyiv region, problems and perspectives, conducted by researchers Marta, Mykhidenko, Nadiia, Shebek, Viktor, Timokhin, and Oleksandr Olkhovets from the Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture. We would like to focus on the following issues: the basic approaches that the research leans on, the main research questions and formulation of the addressed problem, the urgency of the problem addressed in the research, results of the research and their verification, potential threats and further research perspectives, proposed solutions and ways of their potential implementation. This study is based upon the following framework of scientific approaches, methods, and documents: ecological system approach, cluster approach, three dimensions concept. We use such methods as historical analysis and field survey. Defining the goals of our research, we relied upon such international instruments as the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and its 17 Sustainable Development Goals, as well as the Sustainable Development Strategy for Ukraine by 2030. The research addresses such essential questions and increasing the stability of settlements, preserving the lives and health of their residents, and saving critical infrastructure. It aims to define and offer solution to acute problems of the Pirnovo territorial community and their rural population located in the suburbs of Kyiv. Those acute problems are, first of all, devastating impact of war and military escalation, stagnation of social infrastructure modernization, stagnation of local production expansion and local cultural development, seasonal fluctuation in population and lack of jobs, chaotic development and settlements, destruction of reserved natural areas, and an insufficient waste sorting and recycling system. However, the area has a favorable location and has significant recreational potential. The urgency of the problem lies in the recent tendencies towards sustainable development and the creation of new administrative communities that need to master modern challenges and meet the requirements of the worldwide trend for sustainability. These new communities face the necessity to find new ways to organize the architectural environment to achieve sufficient functional planning of rural areas in the suburbs of the largest cities, which is due to urban planning aspects of the functioning of the territories. We need to find ways of preservation and creation of an attractive environment for living and working in rural areas, along with raising the life standard of rural residents and the country as such. Remastering the plans of rural areas will help to attract young people and highly qualified personnel to the rural settlements. We used the SWOT analysis to define the challenges that the Pirnovo community has to face nowadays and to determine which new leads to pursue. The structural logical modeling allowed to develop a set of operational tasks that will lead to the achievement of the strategic goals. The model is based on 5 resource-oriented subsystems: population, infrastructure, production, nature, and heritage. The methods of spatial territorial modeling, project planning modeling, and experimental design were used to create structural conceptual modeling schemes, and they offer satisfactory solution in terms of spatial reorganization, compactness, and local connectivity of settlements that belong to the Pirnovo community. The next step was to work with the model of sustainable development of the Pirnovo community. The main functional areas include residential, production or working, recreational, communal storage, hotel industry, and retail. Based on the experience of developing a community model, a model was developed for the transformation of individual settlements of specific territory of Pirnovo. This model clarifies the composition and location of the village's main functional areas. The potential threats faced by this study are identified in the existence of martial law in Ukraine, the inability to obtain current information about the territories, the funding limitation for territories modernization, difficulties in the field survey, and others. Especially in the post-war period, this research offers new ways to address existing problems in specific areas that can help other settlements and rural territorial communities achieve sustainable development. The results of the analysis and modeling were used in the process of experimental design of the comprehensive Special Development Plan of the Pirnovo Territorial Community of Kyiv Oblast, the general plan of this administrative center, the village of Pirnovo, and the detailed plan of the territory of the central part of this settlement. These proposals are aimed at the primary post-war recovery steps of the studied territory, taking into account the tasks of sustainable development for settlements and communities. This will increase the effectiveness and activities related to the implementation of the state's strategic goals, as well as solving local problems, planning rural areas, improving the quality of the architectural environment, successfully combining artificial and natural surroundings, and enhancing the development of the capital region. Thank you very much for your attention.